simple present, we have the affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. We have to remember that in the affirmative sentences, we use the verb in the same way as in the infinitive, except for the third person singular. He, she, it. In the case of he, she, it, we add s. So we say, I work well, you work well, but he works well. She works well. It works well. We work well, and so on. These are the subjects we have to remember. Negative sentences, we need auxiliaries. Either the auxiliary do or does. We are going to use do for I, you, we, you, and they. And we are going to use does plus not, the adverbial of negation, for he, she, it. So we are going to say, I don't work. You don't work. This is the long form, do not. He doesn't work. She doesn't work. It doesn't work. We don't work. You don't work. They don't work. Again, we have to consider he, she, it for the change. Does. In the case of the interrogative sentences, auxiliaries again, and the auxiliaries come at the beginning of the question, and we use do for most of the subjects and does for he, she, it. So we are going, and the verb in the infinitive, the same as in the negative sentences. When we have auxiliaries, the verb in the infinitive. Do I work? Do you work? Does he work? Does she work? Does it work? And so on. Do we work? Do you work? Do they work? The important thing is to consider affirmative sentences, the verb the same form as in the infinitive, except in the case of he, she, it. We need to add s, sometimes es to the verb. In the case of negative sentences, we need auxiliary and the adverb of negation, but sometimes it's do and sometimes it's does. In the interrogative sentences, the same, auxiliaries, do or does, depending on the subject. Then let's remember the adverbs of frequency. To express frequency, always, often, never, sometimes, they come before the main verb, but after the verb to be.